Okay, so I'm a little sorry for technical issue. Again, my name is Tuputi. I recently get the PhD in education management. So you can either call me Peter for short. So yeah, of course, I've been involved with the educational field since 2003, as I just got the degree of teaching in English. And since then, I've been involving with teaching, lecturing for many educational institutions, including Oxford in 2011. And since 2016, I'm the managing director of DTP Education Solution in Cambodia. So allow me to have a brief overview on our DTP group. So we established in 2003, and then we becoming the leading education solution provider in Southeast Asia. Right now, we have offices in Singapore as our international office. We have the businesses consists in Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, and we do have other distributing partner in Myanmar and certain area of the world, as Chris mentioned earlier. That's why we have the participants almost around the globe joining us today. So our vision is to become the premier provider of educational resources and solutions, enhancing English education in Cambodia. So on behalf of Cambodian students, we are proud that we have access to the world, teaching and learning resources. So in order to do so, we are committed to continually research, develop, distribute the high quality and innovative products and services that enhance the effectiveness of English teaching and learning. So in order to do so, we believe that our experiences in education over 20 years, we not only serving over 10,000 educational institutions, but we also learn from each other in order to make sure that we are capable enough to support and to help teacher and educator. So this is our team member for the education group. We have over 700 employees and is specializing in many fields, including publishing, training, like we have today, Mr. Stephen, for the training today. And we do have the one who is expertise in testing and book distributions. So yeah, of course, we a combination of big three parts, which is in education field, the online digital resources, and we invest a lot in using many content and digital devices. So as you know that we are partnered with well-known recognized like Cambridge, like other things. So this is our key activity that support teacher and trainer. So beside the textbook, we do also have the other digital devices like interactive whiteboard. So here, briefly, of our customer in Cambodia, we support the international school, bilingual, private language school, or type of school from kindergarten to university level. This is our key success story. So with our capable internal team, convenient communication, instant support for the services, we keep consistently support the school, make sure that we are partner with the school in order to grow together. So with this, we gain trust and support from school as well. So this is at the end. I think you might have our contact key in case you might have any other question later on. So finally, I would like to wish the webinar today more fruitful, helpful, and effective, and believe the participants all around the world can enjoy learning from our trainer today. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Please be reminded that by the end of the online webinar today, so each of you will receive an electronic certificate together with sample materials. I will be sending it to you via email, so there'll be a QR code by the end of the online webinar. So you scan, input your information, your email, and then we'll send you the electronic certificate and materials. And also there will be a Q&A session by the end of the workshop. So if you have any questions for Mr. Stephen, please save it for our by the end of the workshop. And Mr. Stephen will address them one by one. And for your safety reason, we'll kindly mute all your microphones. And thank you very much for your understanding. And now we come to the most anticipated part of today's event. Allow me to introduce again Mr. Stephen Faulkner. He will be our main speaker for today. Mr. Stephen is an experienced educator. He has 20 years experience teaching learners of all ages and backgrounds in English, math, science, and other subjects. He currently leads the Content Development Department at Education Solutions, focusing on math and science, teaching and learning materials, and digital products. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Mr. Stephen Faulkner a warm round of applause to welcome him. Okay, Mr. Stephen.
So let's get started. So firstly, let me introduce a little bit about myself. So because we're doing math and science, I thought I'd start off with a bit of numbers for you. So yes, this is me. So this is my life in numbers. I want to see if you can guess what these numbers mean for me. And I'm going to ask Chris to monitor the answers. So the first number is 48. Can you guess what this number means to me?
Please type in the chat box the answer and guess what is number 48.
Oh, I think they're answering in the Q&A and not answering in the chat. Okay, so we have two places to chat. Let's have a look. So the chat box is disabled. Ah, there it is. Okay, it's open now.
Quỳnh Phương Lê, age. Current age.
Okay, very good guess. Yes, I am 48. I hope I look younger, but I'm not so sure. So let's have a look at the next number. And that is 20.
Okay, now here it comes, the 20. So can anybody guess what is number 20? Okay, experience, your age, 20 years, live in Vietnam.
20.
Your teaching experience, your experiences in teaching.
Wow, did somebody say that? Did somebody say that's my age?
Right, living in Vietnam. Chessie John Deroy say like 20 years is like living in Vietnam.
Okay, that's right. So, yep, I've been teaching, working in education for 20 years. Also, I've been living in Vietnam for 20 years. It's my 20-year anniversary this year. Okay, my next number 5.
Okay.
This
experience,
one's more difficult.
5 children.
Oh.
You have 5 children.
Okay.
Your daughter's age. Your daughter's age.
Okay, yes. I don't have 5 children. I do have one, and she is 5 years old. And she does look like me in that photo. Poor girl. Okay, next one. 188. Any guesses?
Seminars. Quỳnh Phương Lê say seminar.
Wow.
188 countries.
Wow. Are there 180? Yes, well, that would be a lot of countries.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think you'll get it.
188 country courses, student from 188 countries.
Wow.
Workshops, favorite
Okay,
number,
okay.
your height.
My height, exactly, that is my height. Good, very good. So I am 188 centimeters tall, which is too tall for Vietnam. And the last one, which is kind of related, 102. Kind of related to height.
Weight in pounds.
I wish.
Weight in pounds. Your weight.
My weight. It is my weight, unfortunately.
Someone say cannot be your weight.
That is 102 kilos. Yeah, not 102 pounds. That would be fun. Yes, 102 kilos. I'm currently the heaviest I've ever been. So that's a little bit about me with numbers. So now I'm going to do a little bit about science. So this is a little quiz for you. And we have some microscopic images. And I want you to guess what they are. Okay, there's the first one. Can you guess? Is it A, fly, B, ant, or C, cockroach? You can just type the letter in the chat.
All right, lots of answers say A, lots of answers say B, but most of them A. A.
Okay, let's have a look. Exactly, that is a fly. Okay, the next one.
Ooh, what is that?
Is it a pencil? Is it a toothpick? Or is it a human hair?
C, I can see a lot of C. Someone say A, human hair. Someone say pencils. C, B.
Okay, so the answer is C, human hair.
Interesting.
Yes, that's what it looks like under the microphone. Under the
Microscope.
Okay, next one. Wow. So is it towel? Is it notebook? Or is it toilet paper?
C, A, B, C. There are a lot of like different answers.
Okay, so let's have a look. So the answer is C. It is toilet paper. That's what toilet paper looks like. Okay, next one. Is it grass, eyelashes, or tennis ball?
Well,
interesting.
It looks like eyelashes to me. B, A.
Okay, let's have a look. It is eyelashes. You were right, Chris. Yes, it is eyelashes. Okay. One more.
Oh, that's
is
interesting.
Is it sugar?
What is that?
Is it chalk? Or is it a snowflake?
Because it's too small, microscopic.
It's microscopic, so you just don't know.
Yep. C. So was there a lot of C, B?
A lot of C's, a lot of
C,
B's.
a lot of B, a lot of A, yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look. It is B,
chalk.
So there we go. That's what it looks like when you're writing on the blackboard. That's what chalk looks like. Okay, so let's get started. So today we're going to talk about teaching science and math in English to young learners. So let's give it a little background. So, Vietnam and other countries are moving towards using English as a second language in public schools. So that means that increasingly other subjects, especially math and science, will be taught in English. In the future, there could be other subjects that will be taught in English as well. So, you can see online lots of adverts for math and science teachers. But there are 4 types of teachers teaching. We've got native English speakers qualified in teaching math and science. We've got native English speakers qualified in teaching English. We've got non-native teachers qualified in teaching maybe the national math and science curriculum in their own language. And then we've got non-native teachers qualified in teaching English. There is one more category. We've got unqualified teachers as well. So, which teacher are you? So personally, for me, I'm actually number 2. So I'm a native English speaker qualified in teaching English. But through my teaching career, I found myself, dating back 15 to 16, 17 years ago, teaching math and science. So I found out that there are many benefits of teaching math and science in English. So I'm going to ask you for what you think are the benefits of teaching math and science in English. So just give me your very brief couple of words in the chat. What do you think are the benefits? I'll give you 30 seconds just to think and type in your answer.
Okay, we have the first answer. It's easy to apply in real life situations. Rich teaching and learning materials, practical life skills, expanding vocabs and comprehensions. Teaching CLIL, lessons in classroom. Solve the issues. Fun, more critical, more interesting. Well,
Okay, so we've got
interesting, increased skills of critical thinking among children, get more experience from the topic, CLIL, expand vocab, help students know how to use English in real life. We can be an international students.
wow. Okay.
Well, there's a lot of answers.
These are really good answers. You know what? There's one answer there that I haven't put in my PowerPoint that I'm surprised. It's so simple and so easy. Interesting. I didn't think about that. I mean, it is. We teach English and it's really you're teaching the same thing. But actually teaching science and math is interesting. So that is something I will add it to the next version of this PowerPoint. Thank you for that idea. So let's have a look. Let's go through some of the benefits. So firstly, we've got improves English proficiency. So when you're learning subjects like math and science and English, students have to work with specialized vocabulary and language, complex sentence structures, and also it's a more natural and effective way of acquiring English. So it definitely helps to improve English proficiency. Another benefit is that it improves problem solving and critical thinking skills. Also, when you're learning to problem solve and think critically in a second language, it's a double benefit, We've also got access to global resources, education and careers. Somebody in the chat said about how you can go on to international education. So the language of science and math is English. Nearly all literature, research papers, online resources are available in English. So if you want to go and study overseas or study at an international university within your country, like the RMIT in the picture, then understanding the concepts and the language of math and science is crucial. Our next one is that it increases global perspectives and cultural awareness. So especially with science, learning about science is also learning about the world around us, and you start to learn about different ways of thinking, different cultures as well. So Those are the benefits. But teaching and learning math and science in English is challenging for everyone. So it's challenging for teachers and it's challenging for students. So, what do you think are the main challenges of teaching math and science in English? So I'll give you 30 seconds to a minute. Think about all the difficulties that you might face, or maybe you have experience and you face these problems yourself. What do you think? And type your answers in the chat and then we'll go through them.
All right, please type in your answer in the chat box. Tell me about the difficulties and challenges when teaching math and science in English. We have the different answer: academic, vocabs, the wide knowledges, too much strength, topics, vocab, materials, student ability in learning English, vocab, culture differences, technical words. Okay,
Yes.
that's right.
Yep.
New formulations. Student may not fully understand the instructional concepts. Understanding some concept is a big challenge.
Yep.
Language barrier, technical vocab, teacher proficiency, balancing language and content learning,
Yep.
ensuring the effective communication of complex concepts,
Yes.
lack of English proficiency theory and how to transform from theory into practice.
Yes. Okay, they're good. They're all very good answers. There's a lot of comments about the kind of technical language and vocabulary. Because we're kind of focusing on young learners, the first few levels of primary school, it's not too difficult on the technical side, but it does increase in difficulty quite quickly. Let me go through my ideas about the challenges that we've got. So firstly, we've got a lack of appropriate teaching materials and resources. Most of the available math and science books tend to be aimed at native speakers and, are geared towards the curriculum in their countries. So it's a challenge to find the right materials that are appropriate for your situation. Another one would be lack of time. So students already have a very packed school schedule, and fitting in enough time for these subjects is a challenge. We have abstract concepts. So these are concepts that are not really solid. They're not concrete things. They require imagination. They require a lot of thinking. And these are difficult for students to deal with, and also difficult for teachers. I mean, look at that picture. I have no idea what's happening in that picture.
It looks like math to me.
I think it's math. I'm pretty sure it's math. So we've got these difficult concepts to deal with. And we have got difficult and specialized vocabulary. So math and science have their own vocabulary that you won't find if you're just learning through traditional English language books. So you can see some examples here. We've got algebra, we've got quadratic formula. I mean, these are for secondary school, so they're very, very difficult. But this is a challenge. So while we're here, let me set you a little challenge. So have a look at hold on a sec. There we go. So have a look at this equation. What I want you to do is match the words on the right to the numbers and symbols. Okay, you just look at it for now, and then we'll go through them one by one in about 10 seconds. Okay, so we've firstly, we have the number 5. So which word describes the number 5? Can you type the word for me?
Right. Time.
Just for the number 5.
Just for the number 5.
Yes.
Yep. Multiplier. Multiplicand. Times.
Difficult language, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's do the first one. This first one, this is the multiplicand. So this is, this is a word that that students learn in primary school when they're studying math. Multiplicand. So that's difficult, right? Next one. What is the x?
Okay, we got times.
Okay, there are different ways of saying this, but yes, we got this one's
times.
easy. This is times. You could also say multiplied by as well. Okay, what is the number 10?
Number 10, sounds like multiplier.
Well, I think they know the answer because of the first one, don't they? Oh, okay. So the number 10 is the multiplier. The next one, if I say it, you know what it is, so I can't say it. Everybody should know this one.
Equals.
Exactly. And that leaves us one more, and that is product.
Product.
Yeah. So this, you can see for this very simple equation, this very simple concept, we've got 5 words there that students need to know. And there are also, as you progress through math, there are other words that have the same meaning, that are more complex or are used in different contexts. So this highlights the challenges that we have. Okay, next. This is an obvious one. Students just don't understand. So, comprehension. They just don't understand the concepts. Language is challenging. So this is a big problem. And on the other side of that, we've also got students can't express themselves. How can they show that they understand the concept? How can they express that they don't understand it? How can they understand what they're doing wrong, and how can they communicate it? So this is a problem. And on the other side of the coin, teachers can't express themselves. So we have difficult vocabulary that might be challenging to use. We have difficult concepts that, if you're not a math teacher, can be very difficult to explain. So the concept might actually be easy, but the way that you explain it is a challenge. So one of those causes of that is obviously a lack of teacher training. So we're all trained to be English teachers, and we can kind of face any problems. But when you're expected to teach math and science, it's difficult and you need more support. So, how can we deal with these challenges? So I'm going to go through a few areas that we're going to have a look at through the rest of the workshop. So first is appropriate teaching materials. Second is CLIL. Third is talking about vocabulary and how key, important vocabulary is. We're going to discuss CPA as well. Hands-on practice, and also talk about use of first language. So talking about the use of the student's first language, whether that's Vietnamese, Khmer, or whatever. Also, we're going to talk about the use of technology. Okay, so the first one is appropriate teaching materials. So, I'm going to show you a book that we've worked on called English for Science and English for Math. So it should be I Learn English for Science and I Learn English for Math. We have two versions. We have a Vietnam version, which is a 5-level series for primary school students. And we also have the international version, which is pretty much the same, but obviously we have a 6-level series, as most international primary schools have 6 levels. And what we've done is we've mapped the topics and concepts to the primary science and math curricula, with the idea that students we try and map it so that the students are learning about concepts that they've already learned in their native language, so that the concepts are not too challenging to them when they're faced with it in English. So you can see here we've got the world of animals, the world of plants, my body. We've got to look at the sky, which is all about the weather and the day and night. You can also see we've got maths there. I think we've got numbers within 100. We've got, let's see, we've got addition, subtraction, multiplication. So the aims of the series, we want to provide students with the key scientific and mathematical language skills and knowledge they need. We don't aim to cover everything, but we want to cover the main topics, and we want students to be able to use the language they need to help them to understand and describe these topics. We also want to provide English teachers with books that are easy to teach and appropriately leveled. We want our teachers to be able to teach the book without a vast knowledge of math or science. We want them to be comfortable teaching these books. We tried to design a kind of flexible syllabus to fit into different timetables. So this is used currently used in the Vietnamese public school, and we've tried to build it so that it can be taught over 35 or 70 periods with the accompanying materials. You know, there's more flexibility within that as well. So what we tried to go for is science and math books for English teachers. And we're going to be using these books throughout the presentation for different activities. Okay, next we're going to talk about CLIL. Now, I'm sure some of you, or most of you, may have heard of this, so let's quickly check. What is CLIL? Can you type your answer in the chat box? It's quite a lot to type.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody, so what does CLIL stand for? So, content and language integrated learning.
Okay, no need for anyone to type. We have the answer straight away.
Right.
Very good. So CLIL is content and language integrated learning. So what does that mean? So the term CLIL was coined by David Marsh in 1994. So it's not new. So CLIL refers to situations where subjects or parts of subjects are taught through a foreign language with dual-focused aims, namely the learning of content and the simultaneous learning of a foreign language. So we're learning concepts and learning language at the same time. So CLIL has 4 C's. Can you guess what the 4 C's are? Okay, type the first C. What is the first C only? Don't type all of them. What is the first C?
Oh, here it comes. Content. Communicative.
The first C.
Content of learning. The first C.
Content. Okay. Content. The first C is content. Excellent.
Yep.
What is the second C? Are they all still typing the first C?
Right. Concept.
Ooh, Interesting.
Communications.
Oh.
Context.
Ooh, interesting.
Collaborative.
Interesting. The second one is communication. What is the third one? The third C is more difficult. Can you get it?
Cognitions.
Wow, we have a superstar in the chat. Okay. So the third C is cognition. And the fourth C, there are two options here, two possibilities. So what is the fourth C?
Oh, here it comes. Culture. Creative. Culture. The majority of the answer is culture.
Okay, good. But there's a couple of options. So we've got culture, or we've got community, and also it could be called citizenship as well. So what do these four C's do? So, sorry, I'll go back. So content is what is the science topic, or what is the math topic? Communication is what language will learners communicate during the lesson. Cognition is about the thinking skills that the students have to use in the lesson. And culture and community is obviously about cultural focus, but also it's about doing the right thing for your community. And we're going to look at some examples of how these are used. So the four C's of CLIL. So first, content. So here we've got the unit, and this is called The World Around Us. And in this unit, students learn about habitats, where plants and animals live, and they learn about how to protect those habitats. So they learn about plant habitat, animal habitat, and protecting the environment. So this is the content. This is what we're going to learn. Communication is an example. We have the key vocabulary. So this is from the lesson about animal habitats. We've got 4 animals there. We've also got the plurals as a note to help the students. We've got elephant, we've got whale, we've got buffalo, we've got dolphin. So we present the key vocabulary. And we treat the vocab as we treat vocab in an English class. We use the flashcards. We play the vocabulary games. We do the vocab activities. Just because it's science or it's math, we still do the same activities with regards to vocab, because vocab is very, very important in science and math. The second part of communication, we also, in the lesson itself, we reinforce the vocab with tracing and a matching activity. For communication, we also have the key language. So we give a language structure. We provide a simple sentence frame for the student to use. In this case, where do elephants live? And we're looking at elephants live on land. Where do whales live? Whales live in water. So in a previous lesson, students have learnt about land and water. So we're revisiting that concept, and we're introducing these new vocab items into that. So these simple structures are used all the way through our science and math books to provide students with a framework to use and to keep it simple for them. So to do this, we have audio, we do role playing, we do pair work, we use the flashcards. We also have practice language structure. We practice the language structure with reading and speaking activity as well. So after communication, we have cognition. So here we've got a categorizing activity. So students have to categorize these different animals, and also they're applying their previous knowledge. They've learnt about fish, lions, monkeys, and birds, and they have to put them into the new concept. So throughout the books, we try to use the categorizing, and different scientific skills or mathematical skills as well. And again, you can see there's a language focus. We want students to say what they are doing. We also, at the end of every lesson, we have a little expansion, a little explore activity. And in this case, it's can you name any other animals that live on land or in water? And often this activity is applying the concept and the language to the students' own knowledge or their own experience. So we ask them questions about their daily life, we ask them questions about their surrounding environment, and ask them to apply it to the concept that they've learned. Finally, we have culture and community. And in the lesson, we learn about protecting the environment. You can see here we go through the key phrases. We've got drop litter, pick up litter, cut down trees, plant more trees. And the language is we should, we shouldn't, and we should. So we shouldn't drop litter. We should pick up litter. We shouldn't cut down trees. We should plant more trees. So you can see here we ask students to say which activity is good and which is bad, and we ask them to use the language. So you can see from our content, it's animal habitats. Our communication is where do elephants live? Elephants live on land. Our cognition, we've got identifying and categorizing. And for culture and community, we've got protecting the environment. Okay, let's move on from CLIL and have a look at vocab. So, as I said before, vocabulary is key. And I know some teachers think when we're teaching science and math, we don't teach the vocabulary explicitly, but we absolutely should. You know, especially in math, you start off with words like you've got plus, and then you've got add, and then you've got addition, and the language just increases in difficulty as you go through. So it's very important to learn those basic words and then build on them as you proceed. So we want to teach using images, flashcards, realia, synonyms, and hands-on practice. So I'm going to have a look at a science lesson. And we have basically the solar system. So the solar system has the sun and 8 planets. And the planets go around the sun. We live on Earth. So you can see here we have got solar system, the sun, and then we've got the 8 planets in order. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So, what activities can we do to teach this vocab? How can we make it interesting, memorable for the students? And consider we've also got a little bit of a concept here that we might want to explore as well. So, I'm going to hand this to you and give you a minute. Can you think of any activities from very simple to more complex that you would do to teach this vocabulary? Okay, you can type in the chat.
Okay, everybody, you have 1 minute to type in your activities to teach the solar system, and you have 1 minute. Make models, brainstorming, here it comes. Visual matching games, use flashcard. Creating a solar system model by group.
Wow.
Realia. Picture, short video. Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Illicit flashcard video. Arrange the planet in order from the sun. Through a song. Role play.
Yeah.
Visual and auditory reinforcement.
Good, good.
Kinetic movement.
Kinetic.
No. Kinesthetic.
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 Yeah. I mean, it means kinetic. It means movement.
Movement.
Yes. Yeah. Getting them to
Broken
use their
phone
body
games.
language.
So system roleplay.
Okay.
Synonym and drawing.
Okay, good. Okay, really good activities. And you've got some ones there that I haven't added to my list, and we'll go through them and I'll add in the ones that you've suggested as well. So obviously the basic, we've got the play audio, repeat the words, very simple. We have flashcards for the math and science series, so we can play all kinds of flashcards games. I'd have students describe each vocab item using the simple words, big, small, the color. We have blue, we have red, we have orange, and also some of them have rings. We can use that word to describe the planets. Drawing, as somebody suggested, drawing and coloring is also an excellent suggestion. Give students the flashcards and have them get in order from the Sun to Neptune. That's an excellent idea as well. One of the teachers suggested that. We also talked about having students doing movement, kinesthetic movement, and I have that idea too. So they hold the planet flashcards and we get them to move around the Sun. Now, I've done this in my classroom. It's a bit crazy, it's a bit chaotic, but it's very memorable for the students and it makes it a lot of fun. Somebody suggested Play-Doh, and I've also done this with my students. The planets are great to use Play-Doh for. I've used that in my classroom. Students, each group makes a different planet and then they have to present about their planet. So the main aim of this is when you're teaching the math and science, thinking about interesting ways to teach the vocabulary. And anything that you can do that's hands-on is a bonus. But yeah, you have to think about these science and math vocab items the same as you think about when they're just learning English. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come out of my PowerPoint and I'm going to have a look at the software that we use for English for Science. I'm just going to run through a couple of lessons and just explain a little bit about the structure. And then after that, we'll have a break and then we'll move on to the next part. So just bear with me while I remove my sharing. Hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, I can't share the sound, unfortunately. Okay, well, we'll have to do it without sound. Sorry about that, but it's okay. Okay, so this is from science. This is from level 3, and this is the software that we use in class as an option. So what this is an interactive version of the books with extra activities. So in science, this is unit 1. So every unit has 3 main input lessons. Lessons 1 and 2 kind of focus on vocabulary and set structures. Lesson 3 is more concept based and also more cultural community based. And lesson 4 is a review. Now we've also got this expansion, and what that is in the book we have optional extra lessons at the back of the book, and they review the key language and vocabulary from lessons 1 and 2. And the idea of putting them in the book at the back is that we don't have a workbook, but students can do these in their own time at home, or if you want, you can do them in the classroom if you want to extend the syllabus. So let's have a look at lesson 1. Okay, you can all see that okay? So this is materials lesson 1. So we start off with a big picture. In the book, we've actually got a series of questions to refer to. And what happens in this big picture is we have got all of the vocab from the unit. And you can use this to introduce the topic, or you can use this for review. Key vocab for lesson 1, it's here at the bottom. So let's have a look. So first we have got the vocabulary. Let me turn up the sound a bit and see if you can hear that.
Wood.
Okay. So we've got the vocab presented with flashcards, style, big pictures for the students to see. So we've got six materials introduced. We've also got the vocab box there. After introducing the vocab, we have an extra activity. This is not in the book. This is only in the software. This is a vocab review and practice activity. It is a spelling. This one is a spelling one. So what we do is move that to there, move that to there, and we spell the words. So you can see we've got all of the vocab items. I'm very good at this. So after the vocab, we have the language structure. So you can see here, we use wood to make tables.
We use wood to make tables.
Okay. We've also got a very basic structure box. So we go through, we introduce the language for the lesson. This is from the book. We have a matching activity where we match, remember the big picture? And there we go, and we match the different materials to the different parts of the picture. Now, students can write this in their book, but also you can have students to come up to the interactive screen or board, and they can drag and drop the different things, different materials to the picture. We've got a reading activity, choosing the correct word. There we go. We use rubber to make car tires. You've also got the answer key if you want to do it very quickly. And finally, in the lesson, we have a final game. And sometimes this is a team game. Sometimes it isn't. We have instructions for the teacher. And in this case, we want students to make the sentence. We want students to say. So they look at we have a student come up, they say, we use wood to make tables. Very good. They click go. And they stop. Okay. They get 2 points. So we try to finish each lesson with an interactive team game to review the lesson language and the concept of the lesson. Okay. So you can see we got lessons 1, 2, and 3. Lesson 4 is a review. And I just go back. You can see we've got all the vocab from lessons 1 to 3. And we have some review activities. We've got a listening with audio. We've got the categorizing activity, similar to we looked at before. And there we go. So I think we have about maybe 10 objects to put into the different materials. We've got reading. We've also got coloring. So let's have a look. Robert. Let me click you there. There we go. I think that's plastic. Oh no, that's wrong. There we go. Let's have a look. So there we go. So it's a reading and coloring activity. And again, we've got one extra practice activity at the end. This focuses on the language that students have learned throughout the unit. This material is strong. Which one is it? It's that one. Okay, it's metal. So this is the software that's available for the book, and it has all the extra activities included in the lessons. So I teach using this, and I teach using the book, and the students absolutely love this kind of software because they can get to interact, and there's also games built into the software. Okay, I think that's all for this section, so I think we can have a break. Hold on a second. Okay, I think we can have a break. I'll stop my screen sharing. There we go. How long should we have for the break, do you think?
Maybe 5 or
10? 5 to 10 minutes? 7.5 minutes?
Okay, 20 minutes.
Who said 20?
15 minutes. I think 5 is okay. Okay, everyone, we halfway through our online webinar today. Let's take I hope everyone is enjoying our information and our resources. And
they're voting on how long to take for the break.
They're voting for that.
They're voting.
I need to know.
Let's say well, there's a lot of 10s and 15s. Let's go. Ooh, there's a lot of 15s here. It's Saturday morning, and maybe you're busy. So let's take 15 minutes, and then we can start back at it'd be 10 o'clock Vietnam time. I don't know what time that is where you are. So we'll take 15 minutes so that you can get things done if you want.
Okay, so let's take a break in 15 minutes, and we'll be right back in 15 minutes. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
See you soon.
Okay, good. Okay, let's have a look. Now we're going to have a quick look at math. Hold on a second. Okay. So, are you good at math? Yes or no?
No. It's the first answer.
I'm
Yes.
guessing that no might be the main answer, the most popular answer.
Primary math, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So.
So. And if not, For those that said no, why not?
I'm so scared of math. Not at all.
Scared of math. That's a good answer.
Not good with numbers and dimensions.
Dimensions. Wow. Okay. Not good with numbers.
Since we have phones now.
Yep. Calculator.
Yep.
Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. Math is a little bit more than calculators. Okay. Let's do a quick warm-up activity. Okay. I'm going to show you a math problem. And I want you to solve it step by step. So you can see from the top to the bottom, you do 42 divided by 6, write your answer, then you multiply by 2, write your answer, then you plus blah, 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 till you get to the bottom. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do it. Okay?
All right.
Time starts now.
All right. 1 minute with a lot of calculations. So when you finish, just type in the answer in the chat box.
Let's see. Pressure is on.
Primary is good, but secondary math. I have a passion.
Someone's still typing the answer.
Someone say 380.
Please, no
Panbo is the first person say 380.
No copying, please. I will ask to see your working out.
No copying, no using ChatGPT.
Oh, you can't. Yeah. Can you ChatGPT this, I suppose? I mean, you could copy the image screenshot
and put it.
Are they cheating us?
Right.
Oh, ChatGPT is killing us. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop it. You're nearly done. They said they're not good at math, but actually I think they're all good at math. This is good stuff.
The answer is coming very quickly.
Yeah, I'm not good at numbers. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. There it is, 380. Who was the first?
The first with the correct answer is Tan Boy.
Wow, and fast as well.
Tan Boy,
that was super fast. Okay, well, she's our math superstar. Okay. All right, so that's a nice little warm-up for math. We're going to talk a little bit about CPA. What is CPA? So first, what is the C? Who can answer? What is the C in the CPA?
Certified. The Marion Antonio says certified.
Certified, it's a good guess. This is an approach to teaching math.
Concrete.
We have a winner. We'll come back to it. What is P?
I'm going to give a full answer. Concrete, pictorial, and...
No copying.
Productions, public.
They're all...
pictorial.
I hope they're not asking ChatGPT again. Okay, the A.
In A. Application, abstract.
There we go. Let's have a look.
Absorb.
We've got concrete.
Accountant.
Oh, we've got concrete. We've got pictorial, and we've got abstract. And let's go through and see what those mean. So firstly, we've got concrete. And concrete means practical, real-life based. So here we have got concrete items. They are real things. We've got 2 pencils plus 1 pencil. These are real things. These are concrete objects. So we get the students to think about it in this way first. Our next step is to change these to pictorial. And this is a transition stage. And it's image-based. And you can see here we've got the 2 green pencils signified by the green rectangles, and then we've got the purple one, the purple pencil signified by the purple rectangle. So now we're transitioning from real to the last stage, which is abstract. So an abstract is language or number based. So we take those 2 pencils and that 1 pencil, and now we've got 2 plus 1 equals 3. And this is what we're aiming for. We want to get students from that concrete stage to the abstract stage where they can produce the language and understand and be able to express the concept. So we can have a look. You can see a summary, concrete, pictorial, and we've got abstract there. So let's have a look at comparing fractions. So we've got 2 fractions here. We've got 2/3 and 2/4 or 2/4. So if you're teaching this to grade 4 students, which is bigger? Which of these is bigger, 2/3 or 2/4? Chris, what do you think?
The answer coming very, I think.
Don't copy.
2/3 is bigger than 2/4 or 2/4.
Okay, so we're all adults. We know.
Yep.
We kind of know. But for a child, everything they've learnt about numbers, the 4 is bigger than the 3, so that must be bigger, right? So how can we express this? So we use pizza. So we've got a pizza with 3 slices and a pizza with 4 slices. And what we want is 2/3 and 2/4. And let's do that. So there we go. So now you can see we've got 2 out of 3 slices of pizza, and we've got 2 out of 4 slices of pizza. Now students can visualize very clearly that 2/3 is greater than 2/4. Now in the pictorial stage, we use circles. And you can see now we're transitioning to the abstract. And in the abstract stage, we use the pure numbers. So we can say that 2/3 is greater than 2/4. So this is the CPA approach that we try and use, especially in the earlier levels in math, especially with multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, fractions, also for area and volume as well. It's very useful to have this kind of CPA approach. Concrete, pictorial, and abstract. Okay. I'm going to have a quick look at English for math. I'm just going to have a quick look at the software and just run you through the kind of structure and run you through a lesson. So just bear with me a second. Okay, that is science. Let's bring it back. I need... Hold on. Science, and there's math. There we go. So this is from grade 2, and this is measurements. And you can see here that the structure's a little bit different. In math, we have 5 units per book, and we've got 2 input lessons with new concepts and new language, and we've got a challenge lesson for review, and then at the back of the book, we've got the expansion with more practice. So let's have a look at lesson 1. And lesson 1 is all about measurements, and we are going to be measuring time. So here we've got our vocabulary, we've got the longhand, we've got the shorthand, and we've got o'clock. So we're going to focus on telling the time using o'clock. We've got audio for all of these vocab items. Oh, that's wrong. Hold on a second. Let's go to the next part. We have a quick vocab activity. For recognizing the vocabulary. This is our language structure. We've got audio. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. So we want students to be able to ask and answer. And we've got a couple of examples. And now we start to practice. So this is more like a vocab review, but we've also got the structure there. So we want to drag and drop. So when we're explaining the concept to the students, when the shorthand is at 1 and the longhand is at 12, it's 1 o'clock. So we've got this practice activity. Here we've got a matching where we can ask the students to come up and match the times. There we go. And finally, we finish with a team game. So you can see here, this is a team game. Again, we have the instructions here. And in this game, if I get this right...
What time is it?
So we've got the audio, what time is it? And it says 6 o'clock. So what we want is the students to try and stop the time on 6. Oh, I did it. Oh, I missed it. So this student would say, we can do that in pairs. Student would say, what time is it? And the student would say, it's 6 o'clock. They would get 2 points. Now over here, they got the wrong time. But let's get them to say it. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock. Wow. They got the wrong time, but they used the language right. So let's reward them with a point. So this is the standard kind of lesson format. For the challenge, we have some review activities with also some extra activities as well. We have the vocab. See, in some lessons, we don't have much vocab, but we still want to explicitly teach that vocab. So we've got this activity. We want to get that to there. So we have the students make the time themselves. And again, the aim of all of this is to get the students to communicate, understand the concept and be comfortable communicating using it.
What time is it?
Wow, so where are we? It is that one there.
What time is it?
So these activities can all...
It's 8 o'clock.
Wow, this is a listening.
I watch TV at 8 o'clock.
So in this activity is a little bit of an extension. So we listen for the time, and the students also listen to the character describing what they're doing at that time. So I watch TV at 8 o'clock. And in the book, the activity, the students can draw the time in their book, or they can come to the board and they can do it like this. Here we've got measurements. The green pencil is, we can just use the digit 8, and then we need to type centimeters long. Okay, I'm not going to do that to save time. But you can see we've got coloring activity as well. In this one, the yellow plane is 49 centimeters long. Okay, So we have a plane. Yeah! We've got 49. Yeah! We check it and then we color it as well. So you can see we mix up the digits and the words, and we want students to be able to see the number and also understand the number word as well at the same time. So as usual, we finish with a review, a team game, and this is a board game for the students to do in teams and race to the school. Okay, so that is the basic software for math. We have the expansion lesson as well. So I just wanted to show you so you can kind of understand the structure. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint now. Okay, you see the PowerPoint, that's good. So we're going to have a look at just some general tips for teaching math, because personally for me, science is easier because the concepts, especially at primary school, the concepts are relatively simple and it's all kind of language based. Whereas in math, we have more difficult concepts for the student and the teacher to grasp. So I'm going to go through some tips for teaching math. And the first one that we want to do is we want to activate the prior knowledge. With math, concepts build on concepts. So what students learn in grade 1 is built on in grade 2 and grade 3. So we want to link back to those concepts. So you can see, for example, here we've got perimeter, which leads to area, which leads to volume. So you can see these three things are linked and they learn them at different stages. And we want to, at the start of the class, activate that prior knowledge. We also want to look at the vocabulary. So we talked about before about how vocab builds on itself here as well. So we've got, these words are all to do with addition or add. We've got plus, equals, we've got altogether, we've got addend, we've got sum. So as a teacher, we want to group these together, pair them up as well, so that students can activate their prior knowledge and link to the current concepts. One problem that a lot of teachers have is the breaking down the mathematical word problems. Now, these are a very common part of math at all levels, and we have these word problems. Now, for students, these are very challenging. We have different language structures. Maybe we have new words in there as well. So we need to think of a way of how we can break this down, make it easier. And one way of doing it is using the 3-read strategy for word problems in math. So in the first read, we read it to the class and explain any important new words. Maybe boxes or eggs might be new. We also review vocab from the lesson. So each or in total, maybe vocab from the lesson. So this is the first read. In the second read, we identify the numbers and things involved in the word problem. So we can see we've got 4 boxes and we've got 7 eggs in each box. So we pull them out and explain them. And in the third read, we identify the math question being asked. So we can see that we've got 4 boxes and each box has 7 eggs. So we know we need to do 4 multiplied by 7 equals. So this is the way to approach a mathematical word problem. And I recommend doing this, nearly all the way through primary school until the students are confident and comfortable enough to be able to do this themselves. So have a look at this next one. This one's a bit more difficult. A garden has 20 trees with 10 apple trees and 10 orange trees. If the gardener plants 5 more orange trees, what fraction of the trees are orange trees?
Oh.
Chris?
Wow.
No, it's okay. So again, this is complex, but this is the kind of challenge that you have with these mathematical problems. So how can we break this down? Read it to the class. Important new words. We've got garden, gardener. They're not super important, but it's good to know what they mean. We've also got the word plants as a verb as well. We review the vocab from the lesson, so that would be fraction. We identify the numbers and things involved in the word problem. So we've got 20 trees. We've got 10 apple trees, 10 orange trees, and then we've got 5 more. Oh, I've made a mistake. It should be 5 more orange trees. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm just going to do some very last minute fixing because bad teacher I've made a mistake and made a mistake with the math problem. So hold on 1 second. Right, no, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm all good. Okay, so this step, we identify the math question being asked. So we've got 20 and we're adding 5 more trees. So we've got 25 trees. We had 10 orange trees. We've added 5 more. So we've got 15 orange trees. So you can see our fraction is 15 out of 25. 15 25ths of the garden are orange trees. How can we simplify that? There we go. And in the lesson, this is the language structure they learn. And we can say 3/5 of the trees are orange trees. So these math problems are very, very common. And they are a big challenge for the student and the teacher. How can you break them down so that students can understand? There are different language structures, new vocabulary, and you have the math question hidden in there as well. So this is a very good way of doing it. Okay, the next part is I'm going to talk about using the first language for science and math. So using the student's native language. Personally, I can't do it because, I'm not going to speak Vietnamese. But there are benefits to using the student's native language while teaching math and science. And I think particularly for math, there are benefits to using it. So firstly, we can improve comprehension. Some concepts that may be may be challenging, maybe they do need to be explained in the native language. You can easily explain difficult concepts or words. And also it frees up time for English language practice. So, our focus at the end of this is to have the students confident using English to explain these scientific concepts or to answer math questions. So our aim here is the English language practice. But if we need to use the native language at the outset, at the beginning, to help smooth that process, then I think it's beneficial. And for the students themselves, it increases their confidence and reduces their anxiety. However, it shouldn't be overused. I only would use that at the start of the lesson for any complex vocabulary or any issues that there are around the concept. At the moment, what we're doing in Vietnam is we're actually piloting providing Vietnamese translations for the vocabulary in the structure. So we're going through our math book in the software, and we're providing the translations. So you can see we provide these. You know, we can explain them using our flashcards, using our using the explanations. But if there's an issue, we have this to fall back on. Okay, I'm going to talk about hands-on experience next. So we know that students learn best by doing, and experiments and practical activities help with comprehension and retention. Now, I talked before about a flexible syllabus, so we've kind of integrated experiments and practical activities into the teacher's book that are optional. For science, it's easy to do experiments. For math, it's a little bit more challenging, so we've got lots of games and worksheets, such as this one, which is Time Bingo, and to give the students opportunities to use them. In science, we have the experiment explanations. This is creating a balloon lung using materials that are available, very easily purchasable, you don't need to spend money on this at all, really. It's very easy to find these things. And we find that students, obviously, they love these kind of experiments and these activities, and it helps to lock in the concepts and the language as well. And we talked earlier about when we're teaching the vocab and using Play-Doh for the planet. So this kind of the same idea. Technology is a big part of helping with math and science. And I've shown you the DCR, which is Digital Classroom Resources. And this is the software that's an interactive student book with extra activities for use in the classroom. We also have a DHA, which is the Digital Home Activities. And actually, this is fully interactive vocab and review activities for students to use at home. So it's similar. There are activities to practice the concepts, practice the language, and practice the vocabulary. And students can do those at home. You can even use them in the classroom if you have time. Finally, I'm not sure if the audio is going to work on this, but we are currently finishing...
Hello everybody, today we are learning Unit 2, Calculations 2. This is Lesson 1, Multiplication.
Okay, I'm going to stop that there. I'm not sure if you heard that, but we have made video explainers for all of the math concepts. So these are, at the moment, they're just in English. We are trying to add subtitles in. There's obviously options to do subtitles in different languages as well. And it's just a video explainer that talks about the concept and introduces the concept. When students are looking at the page, it's, when they don't see how things move around, it can be difficult for them. But with this, we animate the things. So I'll just let it play for a minute.
Today we are learning Unit 2, Calculations 2. This is Lesson 1, Multiplication. So, here we have 10 multiplied by 2. We can say the product of 10 and 2 is, well, let's find out. So, firstly, we multiply 0 by 2. And 0 by 2 is 0. And next we multiply 1 by 2, and our answer is 2. So there we go, we've got 20.
That's correct.
So we can say the product of 10 and 2 is 20.
Okay, I'm going to stop that there. So, you don't get, there's no marks, there's no points for getting that right. That was very easy. You're all putting the answer in the,
Very
in the
quickly.
chat. I mean, that's too easy. Okay, so we're introducing these video explainers into the software, and you know what? They are for the students, but also they're for the teachers, because you might understand the language, you might understand the concept, but sometimes just knowing the steps to explain it is very helpful. So we're introducing that. Technology, I've shown the interactive activities that we've got here as well. So these are a big part of making things easier. So just to finish off, let's have a quick quiz. Have I given the answer? Oh no. I'm going to skip the quiz because I forgot to remove the answers. Okay, let me do it. Okay, quick question number 2. What does CLIL stand for? What does CLIL stand for? Quick question number 2. What does CLIL stand for?
Type in the answer in the chat box. What does CLIL stand for? Okay, we got the first answer from Winwale, content culture, communication, cognitive.
CLIL, remember
CLIL.
C-L-I-L stands for? There we go. Content and language integrated learning. Sorry, I can't show you the questions. I forgot to animate the answers in so you can see them. Okay, what does CPA stand for?
Okay, here comes question number 3.
What does CPA
stand for? CPA, content and language.
They're late. They're late. Oh, concrete.
Concrete pictorial abstract.
Excellent. Very good. Oh. Next question. Sorry. Which planet is furthest away from the sun?
Okay, here comes again.
That's a difficult one.
Question number 4. Which planet is the furthest away from the sun? Neptune.
They are ChatGPTing this completely, I'm sure of it. They've got ChatGPT open. And last one, what does DCR stand for in the software?
One of our software DCR.
What does DCR stand for? Are they ChatGPTing this one?
Digital classroom resources, question mark.
Excellent. Yes, very good. Well done. ChatGPT knows what DCR is. Now, that's very good. Excellent. Okay. Just to finish off, I'm just going to give you a little bit more info about the books and just some of the extras that we've got. So we've got, in the back of every book, we've got a picture dictionary containing all of the vocab. We've also got a how-to guide in math grade 3 to 5, which is a step-by-step guide to key concepts for students and teachers, similar to what we're doing with the videos. On the component side, we've got the student book and we've got the ESB. We've obviously got the audio file. We've got the teacher's book. We've got flashcards. We've got the DCR and the DHA software. The teacher's book has got all the activity instructions. It's got the audio script. It's got the answer key. It's got some games and activities in a bank. And it's got practical activity worksheets. And these are the kind of experiments or practical activities. Like in this one, they create a 4 seasons tree, coloring and cutting and gluing. And in this one, this is an experiment about smells. So these are in the teacher's book. You can see, and sometimes in math, we've got board games, or we've got matching activities. Okay, key features of the books. So it's got solid age and level appropriate curriculum. It's got engaging artwork and activities. We use the CLIL and the CPA approach, and we focus on language for the key science and math concepts. We've got the digital classroom resources with the extra activities and games, and we've got the digital home activities for students to review at home. And we aim to make science and math books for English teachers. Okay, just to summarize. So, everything we've talked about. So, teaching math and science and English is challenging. It's not easy. But there are numerous benefits. So, appropriate teaching materials are key. The CLIL and the CPA approaches are effective. Vocabulary is essential. We absolutely have to teach the vocabulary. The use of the first language saves time and increases comprehension. And we need to integrate the technology into lessons. Okay. Now, my email address is here if you have any questions. But I'm gonna, if you don't want to ask a question in the chat, you can ask a question. You can send me by email, and I'm gonna hand it over to Chris.
All right. Now it's time for the Q&A session. So I will.
Yep.
All right. It is time for the Q&A session. If you have any question for Mr. Stephen, so please go ahead and type in the question in the chat box, in the Q&A box. So we got a question about the mapping curriculum with the MOET curriculum.
Yeah, I saw that. I can see there's questions about the mapping between the books and the Vietnamese MOET curriculum. I think we're going to share the scope and sequences with you. I also have the mapping as well, so maybe we can share that with you, or if you can message me directly, then I can get back to you on the mapping. And then, because it's quite complicated, so it's not really useful to go through it here.
Thai Farm has a question. Does the book has any ongoing assessment, units, test, or criteria for the assessment?
We are currently working on finishing the semester tests, so a semester 1 test and a semester 2 test. At the moment, with the focus in those tests being on the language, but at the moment within the Vietnamese curriculum for math and science, there's no testing as part of the curriculum. So there's no formal tests. At the moment, with the situation in Vietnam, especially in Ho Chi Minh City, where we're based, things are kind of developing quickly. So I expect within the next, within the next 6 months or so, or the next year, they'll be formalizing the whether there will be testing or anything like that. But we are developing the tests, and I hope to be able to share them this summer in time for the new school year.
We have a question here from Anreen MacP. That do you have any suggestion for applying these methods in kindergarten teaching?
Say again, sorry?
Do you have any suggestion for applying these methods in kindergarten teaching?
In kindergarten teaching? We're teaching math or science? Because I think with kindergarten particularly, the CPA approach is very, very effective in you have to, and also using realia, using real objects in kindergarten is very important. So the CPA approach for math definitely works for kindergarten. Is that what they're talking about, kinder?
Right, kindergarten teaching, applying this.
Using real objects, making the connection between the real and the abstract, the numbers, is very important. Somebody's asking about the Cambridge curriculum. These books are not really for the Cambridge curriculum. These are more aimed at the a kind of lower level. The Cambridge curriculum obviously is quite intense and detailed. So at this stage, no, these books are not at that kind of level. We just want to build a foundation, a basic foundation. Somebody asked about teaching special
needs student for.
I am not a special needs specialist, unfortunately. I can do some research into that, but I personally don't have experience teaching special needs students. But I find that the CPA approach should be very, very effective for math. For science, I think somebody's talking about TPR, and TPR is fantastic. You can combine TPR, and I think TPR were very effective, obviously, for special needs students as well. Anything that you can do with young learners that gets them moving and gets them using their body to express themselves is fantastic. And that combines with the CPA as well.
Do I have the right to teach math and science in English at my school after getting this certificate?
You do not have a right to teach math and science in English, but I hope this is helpful towards doing that. Somebody's asking what website we can use to create the exercise for students. You mean like
games and activities to
reinforce
and things like that?
Are you talking about Ranravi? Are you talking about interactive software games, or are you talking about worksheets, or what? Someone's asking about how to access the software. And the software is on EduHome. I think we'll share the...
to answer the question of the special need math and science, so next Saturday we have the speaker that is specializing in the special student needs. So if you are interested in that, you can join in next Saturday morning.
Wow.
Okay, to find out more information about how to teach special needs.
Really?
Student.
That's something I'm very interested in. Teaching special needs students is incredible. So that's really interesting. Good timing.
Right, that's right. Once I buy the teacher account, how long can I use this for? Do I have to repurchase annually? Does it automatically update? Our people will contact you shortly to give you information about the subscriptions and for our resources. Do we have more seminar after this? Yes, we'll have another one next Saturday for special needs. How can we purchase this material? Our people will contact you shortly.
Okay. Any
other questions for Mr. Stefan today?
Maybe no more questions. Oh, no more questions.